Don't worry, it'll all be over soon. Hey everybody, this is CIT 12. It is week 6, that is finals week. It's a short week. The class ends on Thursday, and so I've sort of limited everything this week. There's only 2 things you have to do. That is assuming that you've been on pace with everything else in the class. If you're using that 1 week grace period and you've still got like all your PowerPoint labs to do, you're gonna have a lot to do this week. Now, a lot of you have already seen the last 2 assignments. Like I said in last week's video, for people who had to use the weekend, like you don't normally have time during the week, I opened up the final exam and the PowerPoint practical over the weekend. So a lot of you have actually already done it, and that means that you are done with the course. Like you've done everything there is to do, so you're probably not even watching this video. I don't know why I would address you. But needless to say, for others, you're gonna have these last 2 things to do, as well as anything from last week you haven't done yet, which we talked about last week, but just, yeah, it's going to be added on top of everything else. The 2 things you need to do are the PowerPoint practical exam and the final exam for the course. Now, the PowerPoint practical exam works like all the other practical exams. You're going to download some files, one of which will be a set of instructions. The other one will be a PowerPoint file that you will need to then open and edit, following the instructions, adding stuff as necessary, changing animations, yada yada. And then you upload it, it gets graded, then I look at the grade to say, oh, that was a little harsh, and then I adjust the grade accordingly to make sure that the computer does not penalize you for stuff that you shouldn't be penalized for. And so that's fairly standard process. The final exam is kind of like all the other quizzes we've taken. It's just a really long quiz, except that it's not taken in Blackboard, it's taken in my IT lab. And that's because every single CIT 12 student takes the exact same final exam. We shuffle the questions around, but they're all taking the exact same final exam. And so for reporting purposes, we use it for student learning outcome reports and stuff. You don't need to worry about any of that. But needless to say, we do it in my IT lab. So it's still just a multiple choice test, just like the quizzes. It's just taken in a different format. So my IT lab, it's 100 multiple choice questions. Obviously, I'm not at your home. If you decide to use the book, great. It's open note, it's open book. I can't be there to enforce that. I would ask that you obviously not do work for another student or not ask somebody else to do the work for you. That is clearly cheating. And so, yeah, cheaters never prosper. But needless to say, those are the 2 things we have to do: PowerPoint practical and the final exam. And once you've done that, you are done with the course. Now, I hope that everybody is on pace, but whether you're on pace, not on pace, it doesn't really matter. All the work for this class must be submitted by 11:59 p.m. on Thursday. At that point, everything disappears. Remember, there is no 1 week late period, no 1 week late grace period in the final week of the course. So Thursday night, 11:59 p.m., you don't even have through Friday. Friday, I submit grades to the college. Yeah, make sure all of your work is submitted at that time. That's why we don't have any chapters to read. It's the reason we don't have any quizzes, we don't have any of that. I've pulled as much as I can out of this final week because I knew it was short and gave you access a little bit early just to try and avoid this. Now, by the way, there are a lot of people who've already finished this course. You've already done the 2 things this weekend. And I mean, I'm recording this on Sunday, so like we're not even to the end of Sunday yet. There's still a lot of daylight in Sunday. But needless to say, everything needs to be done by 11:59 p.m. And so for some of you, if you still haven't touched, like you just finished your Excel practical and now you're starting your PowerPoint labs, there is a lot of work for you to do this week. That's one of the dangers of using that 1 week grace period, that you're sort of behind and now you're really having to play catch up. And so my only advice is it's college, you know? Do what college students have done for generations, right? Coffee, Red Bull, whatever it is you need. Late nights, early mornings, cram, cram, cram until you get all the work done. It's part of the college experience, and so make sure you get everything turned in and submitted by 11:59 p.m. on Thursday night. Now, in terms of grades, I've been kind of waiting till stuff closes before grading it, and so for people finishing their PowerPoint practical, or sorry, their Excel practicals on Sunday, because you actually, with the 1 week grace period, you had all the way through Sunday. Monday morning, which is the first morning you could possibly be seeing this, I'm going to go in and grade all the way through the Excel unit. So then once the Excel unit's graded, which should be sometime Monday, you'll know how you're doing for like 2/3 of the class. And then everything else, the PowerPoint, all of that will be graded on Friday before I submit to the college. So hopefully just by looking at my IT lab, you'll have an idea of how well you're doing. And by the end of Monday, you should know how you're doing in the course without PowerPoint. But yeah, so that's kind of the grading scheme here for the end of the semester, or end of the session. It's not even a full semester. So yeah, Monday, you'll know how you've done through Excel, and then it won't matter. You can't do anything about it. But Friday, before I submit grades, you'll know how well you've done in the course overall. And that's it. I can't tell you how impressed I am at these 2 courses, or 2 classes, 2 sections. There's like 100 of you out there, and with everything being so accelerated, so many labs due in a single week, practical exams, which normally in a full semester, like that's all you do that week is the practical exam. There are no chapters, no quizzes, no nothing. And so just seeing all of that, the fact that you get so many of you have A's in this course, needless to say, I underestimated you from the get-go, and I do apologize. You've apparently all done brilliantly. And obviously, if you're watching this video all the way through, you're probably one of the people who did everything brilliantly. So anyway, congratulations. I hope all of you are very satisfied with your grade, and have the best of luck next semester. If you need anything, brian.baker@fresnocitycollege.edu, and I'll see you online.